Hi students, now we are going to study the most important and main topic of this chapter, that is simple harmonic motion, also known as SHM. Now in the previous video we have studied what is oscillatory motion, what is periodic motion, what is periodic function, etc. Now when all these properties come together in the case of motion, we can say it is simple harmonic motion. So let us define what is simple harmonic motion. A particle is said to execute SHM, that is simple harmonic motion, if it moves to and fro about mean position, that is the initial point, under the action of a restoring force. We have studied about restoring force in the case of spring, which is directly proportional to the displacement of the particle and is always directed towards the mean position. This is the definition for SHM, or simple harmonic motion. We will take the example of spring itself because you are familiar with spring. We will take the example of spring. Now imagine you have a spring and there is a mass attached to it, and you apply a force to the spring in this direction. So what will happen? The spring will get extended, isn't it? Now what happens internally to the spring? It has a tendency to come back to its initial point or initial shape with the help of a force known as restoring force. So as I am pulling the spring to one side and as I am releasing my hand, what happens? The spring will try to go back to its initial point, but it doesn't stop at that point. What happens? Go to the other side, again come back to the initial point, and this to and fro motion can keep on happening. Same thing in the case of pendulum. When I am displacing the pendulum to a particular point and releasing, what happens? The pendulum will try to go to its initial point, but it doesn't stop there. Go to the other side, then come back, and this to and fro motion continues. Now why is this to and fro motion continuing? Because the object or the mass or the particle is trying to come back to its initial point with the help of a restoring force, with the help of a force, inbuilt force known as restoring force. And how much is the restoring force created in the spring, or how much force externally I am applying? That much force is there, and that force is proportional to the displacement of the particle. So a particle is said to execute SHM if it moves to and fro about its mean position under the action of a force, that is restoring force. And what is the speciality of this restoring force? It is directly proportional to the displacement of the particle from the initial point. And what is the direction of restoring force? Suppose I am trying to move the spring to this side. What does this restoring force do? It will try to pull the spring back to its initial point. So it is always directed towards the main position in the direction opposite to that of the displacement. Now this is the definition for simple harmonic motion. Now let us write an equation of the restoring force. Let us write the expression for restoring force, and according to the definition of simple harmonic motion, the restoring force will denote it as F is proportional to the displacement of the particle from its mean position. Now what is the next step to change the proportionality sign? We introduce a constant. So we can write F is equal to K x, where K is known as the spring factor, or in general we can say force constant. But the question is, what is the direction of restoring force? It is directed towards the mean position, isn't it? So we have to put a negative sign. So we can write restoring force F is equal to minus Kx, where the negative sign indicates that restoring force is directed towards the mean position, and the unit of spring constant or force constant is Newton per meter. Now since we are applying force as the spring is moving or as the particle is moving, it is getting accelerated. So according to Newton's second law, according to Newton's second law, I can rewrite F is equal to ma. And this and restoring force are equal, so we can write applied force and restoring force equal, so we can write ma is equal to minus kx, or A is equal to minus k by m into x. Now, if you look into this equation, you can see that k is a constant, m is the mass, also a constant, which means A is proportional to x. Hence, we can define simple harmonic motion in terms of acceleration also. Now, simple harmonic motion can be defined as motion of a particle is said to be in SHM if it is in to and fro motion and acceleration of the particle is directly proportional to displacement. This definition also you can use. Instead of restoring force, you can define SHM in terms of acceleration. A particle is said to be in SHM if it moves to and fro about its mean position and if the acceleration of the particle is directly proportional to the displacement which is directed towards the main position. This is also a definition for SHM. Okay. Now let us see what are the features of SHM. First one, the motion of the particle should be periodic, which means it should repeat itself at regular interval of time. Second point, motion must be to and fro about the mean position. Then only we can say it is in simple harmonic motion. Third point, the restoring force, according to definition, the restoring force acting on the particle should be proportional to what? Direct proportional to the displacement and must be directed towards the mean position or the initial point. Now, what is the next feature of SHM? Now, a simple harmonic motion can always be expressed in terms of periodic function of sine or cosine, which means we can express the simple harmonic motion, displacement, velocity, etc. of simple harmonic motion in terms of sine or cosine. These are the four important features of simple harmonic motion. Now, we are going to write the differential equation or the equation for simple harmonic motion. We are going to derive the differential equation of simple harmonic motion. We are going to express simple harmonic motion in differential form. So, consider a particle of mass m undergoing simple harmonic motion. Now, according to the definition of simple harmonic motion, we know restoring force is proportional to displacement of the particle. So, we can write F is equal to, or F proportional to x, or change proportionality sign by introducing the constant, we can write F is equal to minus k to x. This is equation 1. Now, according to Newton's second law, according to second law of motion, we know F is equal to ma. Now, what I am going to do is I am going to express acceleration in terms of displacement. We know acceleration is actually what? Acceleration is actually rate of change of velocity, and we write as dv by dt, isn't it? And what is velocity? It is actually rate of change in displacement. So, this can be written as d by dt of rate of change of displacement, which is equal to, it's written as d square x by dt square. So we can write acceleration in terms of displacement as a is equal to second derivative. D by dt means first time we are derivating, d square by dt square means second time we are derivating. So second derivative of displacement, and is represented as d square x by dt square. So instead of a, we can write this equal to m d square x by dt square. So equation 2. Now comparing equation 1 and 2. We can write m into d square x by dt square is equal to minus kx. Or d square x by dt square is equal to, I am going to bring this m this side, minus k by m into x. Now, it is proved that k by m, the value of k by m is equal to omega square, where omega is not the angular velocity, it is known by the name angular frequency. So don't forget, in the case of SHM, we denote angular frequency with in terms of using the alphabet omega, and it is actually 2 pi times the linear frequency, or 2 pi times the frequency of the object, which is also written as 2 pi divided by capital T. In the previous case, it was angular velocity. Sin theta is equal to omega t. That omega was angular velocity. In this case, omega is actually the angular frequency. So the above equation becomes d square x by dt square equal to minus omega square x, or d square x by dt square plus omega square x equal to 0. Now this is a mathematical form or the differential form of simple harmonic motion. Put this in the box. Very important equation. D square x by dt square plus omega square x is equal to 0. Now imagine you have an equation with you. X square plus 2x minus 3 equal to 0. I am just giving you an example. Okay, f of x is equal to this. And when you put certain values to x, you get the value as 0. Then those values of x are known as solution of the equation, isn't it? When you put substituting value, you put 1, you try to put minus 1 and all. And as you are equating, if you are getting the value of 0, then definitely that value of x is what we call the solution of the equation. The same way, differential equation also has a solution. Which means when we substitute certain periodic functions to this equation, we will get the value as equal to 0. And in the case of simple harmonic motion, the solution to the equation is x is equal to a cos omega t plus phi 0. A cos omega t plus phi 0. This is equivalent to writing a cos theta. Now this theta is actually omega t plus phi 0. Okay. So the solution for the differential equation of SHM is x is equal to a cos omega t plus phi 0. Now I am going to explain each term in this equation with the help of the simple pendulum. Okay, because simple pendulum is more familiar to you, I will use the term simple pendulum. So this is the first question of simple pendulum. What I am doing is, I am applying some force and displacing into this particular point. So this much is the maximum displacement that the pendulum can have. isn't it? And that maximum displacement is what we call amplitude of the wave, because since it is a cos equation, this is in the form of cos, we can definitely express it in the form of a wave, isn't it? We can draw a wave. So, if we draw this wave, this much is the maximum value which the wave can have. This much is the maximum value the displacement can have. So, A, and it's known by the name amplitude. It is the maximum displacement from the mean position. Okay, next, x, what? The displacement of the particle, or in the case of the bob, at each time, each point. It can vary from here to here. Maybe maximum amplitude is 2 centimeter. The displacement can vary from 0 to 1.5, then 1, 1.5, 2, etc. So that was the displacement. And omega t plus phi 0, which I told you is equivalent to theta, is known by the term phase. Phase means it is a term which actually represents the state of the particle at a particular time. For example, x is equal to A cos omega t plus phi 0. This phi 0 is a constant value which I will explain to you later. We will take this term. Omega is a constant. So, whenever I am applying value of time, maybe 1 second, 2 seconds, etc., I will get the displacement of the particle at that particular time. If I am putting t equal to 0, I will get a value for x. If I am putting t is equal to 1, I will get a value for x, which means this term represents the state or position of that particular particle at a particular interval or particular point of time. And that is what we mean by phase of the wave. Okay? And phi 0 is known by the name initial phase. Initial phase means it will be a constant value, and most probably when we are studying we take initial phase as 0, which means maybe this is the rest position of the pendulum which we assume. But in certain cases pendulum may be slightly displaced and we will take at a very small angle, and from there we are applying force and we are displacing it to a maximum point. So this is the initial angle already there, and that particular angle is what we call the initial phase, and in normal case we take it as 0 itself. So from the equation x is equal to A cos omega t plus phi 0, x means the displacement at each time, each second or each point of time. A is the amplitude, that is the maximum displacement from the initial point. Then omega t plus phi 0 or omega t, depends on the situation, it is known as the phase of the wave. Now phase means it is actually the term which represents or which gives the position of the particle or the object at a particular interval of time. Now let us see how, or let us see if x is equal to A cos omega t plus phi is actually the solution of the equation. I just told you it is a solution, but let us prove it mathematically. Okay. So the differential equation of SHM is d square x by dt square plus omega square x is equal to 0, and we assume that the solution is x is equal to A cos omega t plus phi 0. Okay. We are going to substitute the value of x in the above equation, and we are going to see whether we are getting equal to 0 after solving the equation. So first I told this is the second derivative, d square x by dt square means second derivative, or taking the derivative 2 times. First let us find out what is dx by dt equal to d by dt of A cos omega t plus phi 0. Now what is the differential of cos theta or dt we write, okay, will be minus sin t, this is with respect to time, and the differential of cos 3t was what? minus sine 3t into 3, which is minus 3 sine 3t. So what will be the differential of cos omega t plus phi 0? It will be derivative cos is minus sine omega t plus phi 0. What is the next step? We have to differentiate this. Now, if you look into this equation, you can see phi 0, I told its initial phase, it will be a constant value, it will never vary with time, which means differential of that phi 0 will be equal to 0. So, only we have to differentiate omega t, and differential of omega t will be into omega. So, differential of cos omega t plus phi 0 will be minus omega sin omega t plus phi 0. So, this will be equal to A is a constant. Differential of cos omega t plus phi 0 will be minus omega cos t plus phi 0 minus A omega cos omega t plus phi 0. So, we got the velocity, but our aim is to get the acceleration, or d square x by dt square. Sorry. So, what must we do? We have to differentiate this equation once more. So, d square x by dt square is d by dt of, already I have differentiated once, so d by dt of minus A omega sin omega t plus phi 0. Now, minus A omega is a constant, take it outside. Differential of sin theta is cos theta. So, differential of this term will be cos omega t plus phi 0. Now, what is the next step? Differential of omega t, that is into omega. So, we will get this as minus A omega square cos omega t plus phi 0. So, we got what is d square x by dt square. Substitute in the equation, d square x by dt square plus omega square x. We get, what is d square x by dt square? It is minus A omega square cos omega t plus phi 0 plus omega square x. So, omega square into what was x? X was A cos omega t which means that the solution of the equation d square x by dt square plus omega square x is equal to A cos omega t plus phi 0. So, students, we derived the expression for differential equation of a simple harmonic oscillator, and we got the solution of the equation as x is equal to A cos omega t plus phi 0. Now, we are going to find out what is the time period of a harmonic oscillator. We all know what is time period. What is time period? It is a time taken by the oscillator to complete one oscillation. Okay. Now, in the solution of the differential equation, we know omega is the angular frequency of the harmonic oscillator, and the angular frequency is related to linear frequency using the equation omega is equal to 2 pi nu. Our aim is to find out a time period, and we know frequency is the inverse of time period. So, we can write omega is equal to 2 pi by capital T. Okay. And while deriving the expression for the differential equation, we substituted k by m as omega square, isn't it? So, we can write omega, the angular frequency, is equal to root of k divided by m. Now, I am going to substitute the value of k by m in this equation. So, I will get root of k by m is equal to 2 pi by capital T. What is our aim? Our aim is to find out the time period of the harmonic oscillator. So, rearrange the equation, we get time period is equal to 2 pi root of m divided by k. So this is the equation for time period of a harmonic oscillator. I hope this much is clear to you. Next, let us do a problem related to simple harmonic motion. The question is, does the function y is equal to sine square omega t represent simple harmonic motion? Here, the displacement of particles along the y direction. The question is whether this particular equation or whether this displacement represents, this equation represents a simple harmonic motion. Now, while defining SHM, I told you an object is set to execute simple harmonic motion if it is a to and fro motion and if the restoring force or the acceleration of the particle is directly proportional to the displacement. So, if we find out whether the acceleration of the particle is proportional to displacement, then that particular motion is said to be simple harmonic. Now, in our case, we have given the displacement of the particle. What is the displacement here? Y is equal to sine square omega t. If we find out the acceleration from this equation and if that acceleration is found to depend on found to be proportional to the displacement, definitely the motion is said to be simple harmonic. So, let us find out what is the acceleration of the particle. Now, to find the acceleration, first we have to find out what? We have to find out the velocity, and we know velocity is rate of change of displacement. So, dy by dt, which is equal to d by dt of sine square omega t. Now, we know d by dt of t square is 2t n into x raised to n minus 1. So, d by dt of sine square omega 2 will be 2 sine omega t. What is the next step? Next we have to differentiate sine omega t, and differential of sine omega t is cos omega t, and differential of omega t is what? Omega. So, we will get this as 2 omega sine omega t cos omega t. So, we got the differential equation in terms of, we got the velocity of the particle executing simple harmonic motion. Now, we know 2 sin A sin cos B is sin 2A. So, this equation can be written as omega sin 2 omega t. 2 sin A cos B is sin 2 sin A cos A is sin 2A. So, this in this equation 2 sin omega t cos omega t can be written as sin 2 omega t. So, next is what is our aim? Our aim is to find out what is the acceleration of the particle. So, acceleration is actually what? Rate of change of velocity. So, this is equal to d by dt of sin 2 omega t into 1 omega is there, which is a constant. So, this can be written as omega into d by dt of sin 2 omega t, which is equal to omega into differential of sin omega is cos omega t. So, cos 2 omega t into differential of 2 omega t is 2 omega. So, we get the answer as 2 omega square 2 omega t. So, acceleration of the particle is 2 omega square cos 2 omega t. We know the displacement of the particle was sine square omega t, which means the acceleration is not proportional to the displacement. Hence, we can say the motion of the particle is not simple harmonic. So, we have to conclude by saying, since acceleration of the particle is not proportional to displacement, the motion is not simple harmonic. I hope this is clear to you. Thank you.